Hi, my name is Felicita Galvan Sanchez, and I am redoing my video for my Introduction to Sociology, SES 110. Um, uh, it's the last essay. I'm just answering a few questions here. First one is society has changed over the past decade from style to language and even our environmental resources. Give an example of how social change has affected physical environment, population, innovation, diffusion, and mass media. A couple of things that I said, the hashtag #MeToo movement has been a major social impact in our world today. This would be considered a physical environment change. With the rise of the hashtag #MeToo movement and discussions for equal pay, businesses today are jumping on it because they feel that it will benefit them for making efforts in trying to level out the playing field and for equal pay. Um, Actually, a lot of companies plan to move forward with this and focus more on employee justification instead of dealing with issues as opposed to employees fighting or anything like that. They just want to keep everything peaceful. Let's see. An example of how the population is changing today is that people are living longer. With a lot of the new technology that our healthcare systems have, it is allowing patients to live a longer life. It looks like patients are living up to 85 years of age so far. And that is actually one of the highest things that is increasing our population. It's the fastest growing, is what I mean to say, of our population. Technology is a major example of innovation. Everything in our society is being done online, from shopping to ordering food to gaming. Everything is being done online. I mean, I can deposit a check from my home and not even have to go to the bank. I do it all on my cell phone. It'll save me a trip. If I don't want to go to the store to purchase groceries, I can purchase it online and just have somebody deliver it to my house, or I can purchase it online as well and drive but not go into the actual store. Everything is becoming online, and that is the justification of our society nowadays. It's really sad because you can go out to lunch with your friends, and I'm pretty sure that they'll be on their phones the entire time that they will be having lunch. An example of diffusion is the way that more and more tags from our clothing or anything that we purchase is being made in another country. An example is China. It's very rare when you find stuff that is made here in the USA. And the reason why they're doing this is because it's cheaper to pay somebody overseas in a different country than it is to get it done here in the United States. And not only is it cheaper for the person that's making all of this, that's coming up with all of this, but they're saving money and they're actually making a lot of money off of it. Let's see. Mass media is basically in its name alone. It has to do with the media. The media nowadays is very manipulative. I would say going back to name brand clothing and stuff like that, they know that if they have somebody on their commercials that's famous wear it, they know that people are going to want to do it. For instance, the iPhone, there's usually people in line ready to get the brand new iPhone, waiting hours just to get this phone. It's ridiculous. Nowadays, as well, everything in the media and the news is bad. There's nothing good coming out of the news. It's either rape or killings, girls getting abducted, children getting abducted. Everything that's going on, with the president or whatnot, it's just always bad, never nothing good, or anything to push us to go beyond to try to do better with our lives. At least I don't think so. It scares us more than it makes us feel safe. And second question is, in my opinion, how has the information revolution changed society, and how do you feel it will change society in the future? I feel that it has changed society dramatically. There is not a place that you don't go to once again that you do not see the people on the internet. I mean, even when parents take their kids to McDonald's, they have Wi-Fi there. So the parents are always on their cell phones regardless. I mean, in a way, it's good. You can do homework or whatnot if you're a business person. You can have your laptop there, but it's just internet is taking over our world. Let's see. Also, the internet is not only dangerous, I mean, it's allowing people to steal people's identities and steal credit card numbers, get to kids that way. Adults are acting like children and they're just, being pedophiles and, making fake accounts, and children think that they're actually talking to kids when they're actually talking to adults. Third question is, how has modernization changed many underdeveloped nations? It has been able to spread across borders on different levels, such as political, economic, and social. Modernization has encouraged the development of global economy, which focuses on better usage of resources and means of production like technology, which is today's, once again, major contributor to social change. It looks like people become less superstitious and move more welcoming of change and uses of modern resources that are available to them. Like I said, although a lot of people see it as good, there's a lot of bad that comes out of it as well, like the crime increases, overpopulation, social structures, for example. The rich and the poor, rich become richer and poor struggle more due to cost of living increasing. So this affects them as well. Last question, what are the types of social movements that have occurred in history? When and why? One of them, the expressive movements, is the hippie movement, which began in the 1960s, mainly out of Haight-Ashbury, which was part of San Francisco. They focused on culture, values, and life rather than the political issues. They were very anti-war. Their slogan, they were famous for their slogan, "Make love, not war." An example of the reform movement is the African American civil rights movement. The goal was to end racial segregation against African Americans in the United States. African Americans wanted to be able to have protection of citizenship rights, which they were promised in the constitutional amendments made after the Civil War. This took place mainly around 1955 to 1968. The example of the revolutionary movement was the Black Panther Party. It basically was a movement to secure empowerment and improve the standing of Black people in the United States back in the 1960s. They wanted people to respect them, have dignity and give them justice just as much as everybody else. But, with days now, it's still a tragic thing that's happening today in America. So that's a little bit sad. An example of the resistance movement is the one Martin Luther King Jr. did, which he led the civil rights reform in 1963. He led the march in Washington. This ultimately did lead to him getting an actual Nobel Peace Prize for that. So yes, this is my last essay. Thank you for all the great information, and I hope you like it.